live from Centennial Park in West Seneca, New York. I'm Stu Boyer along with Tom Prince. And the first pitch of the ball game is in there for a strike, so says Will Carlone, the one umpire for the game. And that's Braden Willits leading off the game. Second pitch is down low for a ball. The count goes to 1-1.
And we got to talk about Will. I mean, here's a former Western New York standout, St. Joe's graduate. He's at VCU right now. I mean, he's one of the top players that came out of Western New York.
And I believe he called that one a ball, so that makes it 2-1.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, folks, the wind is howling here. We're coming right from West Seneca Centennial Field.
And the David Conklin, the lefty, is on the mound. And the pitch. So here's the pitch to Ralabate. He fouls it down the left side.
Relevate's on the prospects.
No, right. Excuse me. This is Willits. Excuse me. I'm a little confused here because
listen, folks. We had some power things. We're just getting up and running right now. We had the lineups just handed to us minutes ago and then pulled away from us. So bear with us that we're going to try to get everything up and running for you here. We wanted to make sure we were live at the start of the game. So unfortunately, we had to give up some stuff to get live at that game. But obviously right now you saw a walk for the first one. Here comes Anthony Greco right now to the plate, St. Joe's player. He just played in the Legion Championship game at Salem's Field. Comes over to here as they're now the Western New York Legion champions.
And the pitch is high for a ball, and it's 1-0. Willits gets his lead from first as Greco, another left-handed batter against the lefty Conklin. Willits gets his lead from first base.
That wind is blowing. We got a tent here and everything. And I'll tell you, thank God we got that tent down pretty good. But it's still scaring me the way I'm seeing it pop up and down.
And you can hear the wind howling. Now there's no scoreboard here, so we'll do the best we can to keep track of the count. There's a throw over to first, and Willits is back standing. That's Aiden Trimper over there at first base, holding the runner Willits on.
Aiden Trimper out of St. Francis.
The pitch. High foul fly out of play down the left side. Boy, that wind is going to wreak havoc with balls hit to the outfield. Even infield pop-ups. It's kind of swirling.
You're going to hear about Aiden Trimper more on the mound probably next year at St. Francis, as he's one of their top pitchers that'll be coming back to them, but he'll be pivotal to St. Francis' success next season.
There goes the runner. The throw down to second is in time, and he's out at second, so Willits is caught stealing, and there's one away, and now Conklin can focus completely on the hitter, Anthony Greco.
You know, I hate to say that. I think you're running into the wind right there, too. I mean, you know, it's tough. You better get a good jump today. But Donovan, great throw right down there to second base, and you can see he absolutely beat the runner. Great throw right there.
Here's the pitch. High foul fly down the left side and out of play.
And both teams are actually using wood bats today. You're going to see that. You're probably wondering, wow, I see wood out there. They are solely hitting wood today. They're getting ready for a tournament that's coming up that is solely wood, so they're trying to prepare for it.
High and tight, that's ball 4. And the second straight batter draws a base on balls off Conklin to start the ball game. And the batter now will be Nolan Smith out of Hamburg.
Nolan Smith, the Western New York High School Player of the Year right there, right, Stu?
Yes, well, we saw him in the state championship game and the semifinals. And that was a great experience. There's a pitch that's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Smith hitting left-handed. Man, that wind is blowing our tent off its moorings. Throw over to first, and the runner Greco is back safely.
So Tim Smith was actually named Player of the Year by 2 different entities. One by the Buffalo News, which is voted by the coaches, in essence, in Western New York. That was one, and then it was also the Colpoys Barrows Cup, which is the Player of the Year done here by Western New York Athletics, kind of an outside group, but you're talking right here, 2 different people thought that this was the player of the year, and no doubt where he capped it was that run in the state playoffs there. When he went into the Far West Regionals with a pitching win right there, and then goes to the state semifinals, gets the win there, plus adds a home run oppo in that game, it was you just wanted to go, wow. It was unbelievable. You are proving why you're the man right now.
Swing and a miss for a strike, and swing and a miss, strike 3. Pitch on the outside corner, and Smith goes down swinging for the second out of the ball game, and that will bring up Brendan Buccello with 2 down and a runner on first.
I'll tell you, if you remember in that game that he hit the home run and he struck out in the first at bat, comes up the next one, bomb out to left center. Watch out, he makes good adjustments.
Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1. That was a lot of fun for me to do those tournament games with you. I really enjoyed that, and hopefully we get the chance to do it again next season.
Well, like I said, we've been trying new things. You can see we got 3 different camera angles going for you today.
There's a high fly ball. Center fielder and left fielder coming over, and it's the left fielder who makes the catch.
That's Jeffrey
to
Relevant.
end the inning. And there is the end of the top half of the first. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, and a man left. And after a half inning of play, it's the Western New York Prospects nothing and the Niagara Thunderwolves nothing. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Ready now for the bottom half of the first inning, and Jeffrey Ralabate will lead it off for the Western New York Prospects. Right-handed hitter, and he is facing Thomas Russo, right-handed pitcher. Winds it up and fires down low for a ball, 1-0.
Jeffrey comes to you from West Seneca East, is where he actually goes to school. One of the top players in West Seneca East this year. Didn't have probably the best year right there, but one of the top players on that team as he really helped them battle.
2-0, down low and away from Russo.
And Russo, no doubt, also was a finalist for Player of the Year in the Colpoys Barrels Cup. He was from Roy Hart. What an incredible season. Over 130 strikeouts on the season. This kid's amazing. He's going to be going after a state record in strikeouts this year.
And there's ball 4 in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, goes all the way back to the backstop. And there's a runner on first base. We've seen 3 walks already, Tom. Now, Russo, you and I watched him pitch for Roy Hart against Medina in that. What a fantastic game that was. Gave up a run in the first inning, aided by an error, and wound up on the wrong end of a 1-0 score.
Well, it was a base hit, though, that he got on, if you remember, right? It was started off the inning was for Xander Payne. Got a hit and it started off the inning, if you remember. The error actually comes on the pass ball or the wild pitch right there that scores him to make it 1-0.
That was the only run of the game. Pitch is down low for a ball. I believe that's 2-0. Hunter Murphy is the batter, the shortstop.
And the part that to me was dumbfounding was the game actually before it, right, was Depew and Newport, which was 1-0 in that one, and finishes the same way on a run on a pass ball in the first inning. It was unbelievable.
That was astounding. And then Orchard Park had a great comeback win over Will North. There's a pitch in the inside corner for a strike, and it's 2-1 on Hunter Murphy.
Yeah, Orchard Park with a 3-run bomb to get them back into the game, right? A switch pitchers by Will North, and then all of a sudden you see the big hit come off the bat of Orchard Park, and it's a 3-run homer.
It was Ben Gasella, if I remember correctly.
No, Gasella was the catcher. It was Ben Weimer who hit the home run.
Why did I think it was Gasella?
Well, because they're both tall players and named Ben. So.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it. Well, he hit that ball a long way.
Yeah, the first baseman, Ben Weimer.
There goes the runner. Throw down to second is not in time that time.
Didn't matter anyway. It was a walk.
So ball 4, and there are 2 men on base. And the batter now is Evan Core, the center fielder.
Evan Core had a great Iroquois team that we know, unfortunately, got knocked out of the playoffs. But Evan, one of the leaders, well, actually, if you remember, Stu, when we called their game, in fact, you helped me call the game, if I'm correct, when Iroquois played Will East.
Yes, at Will East, yes.
So Evan was batting 9th for Iroquois, if you can remember, hitting .390, batting in the 9 spot. It just showed you how good that Iroquois team was. And he wrapped the ground rule double, if you remember, in that game out to left field.
That pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Both got on via the base on balls. We're in the bottom of the first, and we're scoreless. And yes, that is the wind that you can hear howling in our headsets, swinging a foul tip.
So Evan's a player who actually has power and will show it to you at times. You know who he reminds me of? A player from the past, Troy Banks of Orchard Park right now, who's about to play in the Major League Baseball League that's coming up.
Popped up high in the air. Then the third baseman and the catcher both stand there and watch it drop in because nobody wanted to call it, probably because the wind. Yeah. That was funny.
That has to be the third baseman's right there, right? Your catcher, you don't want coming out that far in the wind. That's got to come from the third baseman right there. He's got to call him off and take charge right there.
Well, that was Aiden Paul and Nick Past. So it's just a foul ball. And unfortunately for the Thunderwolves, missed an opportunity to get it out. 2 on, nobody out. The pitch outside. Nice stop by the catcher Past, and it's, I believe it's 1-2.
So Stu, I was comparing him to Troy Banks, if you remember. Troy Banks was very much similar in size to Evan right here, but showed power constantly. Very similar players.
Down low for a ball, and the runner's caught off in a double steal. The throw down to third, the slide, the tag. He's out at third. So it looked like a double steal, but then the runner at first, Ralabate, hesitated, and there's a runner on at second now on what looked like a double steal, but there was hesitation on Ralabate's part, and I'm not sure what he was hesitating about.
Yeah, I agree with you, because when you looked at Coach Helmbrecht, he obviously kind of threw his arms up, which tells me it must have been a missed sign.
And there's a ball in the dirt. Now, we only have one umpire, and he's not putting the count up on his fingers because he's not behind home plate. So if I'm off a pitch or two, forgive me. And here's the pitch. Bouncing ball past the pitcher to the second baseman. The throw to first is in time, and they're 2 away, and Hunter Murphy goes over to third as Evan Core grounds out to the second baseman. And the batter now is Dylan Austin, who is the DH batting for David Conklin. So a runner on third and 2 down.
So Dylan Austin comes to us from East Aurora High School is where he is. He'll be a senior here next year. He'll be one of the big players that'll be coming back for East Aurora. East Aurora will lose one of their main pitchers, though, in Raymond Wojcik, who had a great year on the mound with 105 strikeouts himself. But you'll see Dylan will be a big staple there, playing shortstop as well as pitching for East Aurora next season.
First pitch is fouled off for a strike. Second pitch got to be in there for a strike. 0-2. I didn't see the right arm going up. I'm calling that one, Tom. Really. He's in a tough spot, our umpire. 0-2. The pitch. High pop-up down the first baseline. First baseman coming over and makes the catch, Nolan Smith, and that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, and a man left at the end of 1 complete. It is the Thunderwolves nothing and the Western New York Prospects nothing, and you are watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under...
Top half of the second inning, Steven Zip now on the mound for the Western New York Prospects. And the first batter he will face is the catcher, Nick Pasked. The windup and the pitch. High for a ball, outside, 1-0.
So Zip is a Canisius product is where he comes from. Absolutely, you know, a team that will battle every season for a Monsignor Martin championship.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1, 1-1.
He's a shortstop, and unfortunately, shortstop right there was coveted this year by Vic Mazzara, as we know. But you'll see Zip playing short probably there this year. I think he's the heir apparent to Mazzara, as we know Mazzara was off to the University of Albany is where he is, where he's taken his talents to, and he is just, believe me, one of the most smooth players I think I've seen play in a while here in Western New York.
Pitch is swung on and fouled off, and that is strike 3, caught by the catcher. Now, we seem to have a number of kids from Western New York. Donovan making the catch on that one. A number of kids from Western New York, Tom, going to SUNY Albany.
Yeah, Albany's done a very good job of scouting in the area. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they right now have one of their top pitchers comes from Frontier that we know that came out. So they've done a great job and have had some success come out of this area and knows now to come to this area and look for some of its top talent.
Now, in my lineup, I have Thomas Russo batting here, but I was going to say, I might have made a mistake because I got it late, and when I tried to write them all down, I might have missed one. Ooh, a breaking ball that's hit high in the air into right center field, and the center fielder comes over and makes the catch, and there are 2 away. Catcher Evan Core in center field makes the catch, 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the second, and now Cole Schraufestatter is the batter. Tall right-handed hitter.
Hey, Zip, real quick, right? Pitching to contact, doing a great job so far.
And there's our first base hit of the game, a line drive in past the third baseman into left field. So with 2 outs, the Thunderwolves get a base runner, and Aiden Paul out of Medina is the batter. And he will hit left-handed against Zip. 2 down, runner on at first. We're scoreless in the top half of the second inning. Paul taps his bat on the end of home plate. And the pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Now, Tom, how many kids in this game have you coached? Because you've got insight into every kid in Western New York. Throw over to first, gets past the first baseman. And Cole runs all the way down to second base. I'm going by his first name because it's easier to say it than his last name.
Aiden Trimper is who's over at first base.
No, I meant the base runner. Cole Schraufestatter. I'm calling him Cole. So Zip throws one, gets past Trimper at first base, and we have a runner at second with 2 down. And Aiden Paul, the batter. The pitch. Bouncing ball, and that looks like a
ball.
foul in
Yeah,
the
foul
dirt.
off his foot, yeah. So to answer your question, I've coached Jeffrey Relevant in this one. I've coached Aiden Trimper. I've coached Dylan Austin. I've coached John Ray Hosfurter are 4 of the kids I've coached. I haven't coached anybody that's on the Thunderwolves team. Just covered a lot of them, as you can see. You know, Greco been covering, Smith been covering, Russo, a lot of these guys.
There's a ball in the dirt.
I've had Austin and Hosfurter for years too. A good 4 years, I think I had those guys. So.
And the pitch. High fly ball down the right side, foul and out of play. Well, Aiden Paul put the good wood to that one, but
I'll tell you, Goodwood ain't getting anywhere today. You're not hitting one out of this park today.
I was just going to say, you know, with no wind, it might have stayed fair for a fly out, but there was no chance that was going anywhere.
You hit one out of here today, and I'm going to get up and give you the salute. You'll get her an interview, I'll tell you that, no doubt about it.
There's a high pop-up into shallow left field. Oh,
That's
that's a
not
base
shallow.
hit.
That's up against the
base
fence.
hit. How did that carry that far? And there's the first. That's a double for Aiden Paul and a run batted in. A RBI double for Paul, and it's 1-0. The Thunderwolves.
You know, it is interesting. If you look out in the outfield, look where some of the wind is blowing. Not all the wind is blowing in. Take a look at that tree just out there still. See how it's kind of blowing out over there?
Well, we'll even look at the flag.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Like, we're feeling it in our face, but I'll tell you, that wind at certain spots is blowing in different areas. So that got caught up in the wind. Very nice.
All right, now I'm supposed to be going back to the top of the order, but this looks like a different player than Braden Willits. So a foul off the bat for strike one, 0-1. This is number 7.
See, I thought this was Aiden Paul.
Oh, you're probably right. And so I wrote one in wrong. This is what happened. There goes the runner. The throw down to third is in time, and he's out, and the inning is over. But they get a run on one hit, and nobody left on base. After an inning and a half, it is the Thunderwolves 1, the Prospects 0. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Ethan Flasher leads off here in the bottom of the second. Swing and a miss, strike one, 0-1 on the Western New York Prospects right fielder. The windup and the pitch down low for a ball, and it's 1-0. Pitch is fouled back onto the screen, and it's 1-2. On Flasher, the right fielder. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck him out. And that is the first out of the bottom half of the second. That will bring up Trevor Marchese, the extra hitter. So Flasher strikes out. And this should be Trevor Marchese, the extra hitter. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's in there for a strike. 0-1 on the outside part of the plate.
Marchese also a part of that Iroquois team, right? Real strong Iroquois team. You can see they got a nice crop coming up here.
In tight for a ball.
You got them on both sides too, because we're going to be talking about a player on the other side who was out all last season, and they get an arm coming back that can throw mid to upper 80s. So we're going to hear about Braden Axelson, who's we're going to hear about from Iroquois, who's going to be a big pitcher for them. It could be kind of what Cam Fuhr was for them this season.
And the pitch, a little outside, and I think that evens the count at 2-2 on Marchese. Well, so in other words, Iroquois is going to be a contender for a sectional championship and beyond next year.
Well, we're going to need to see how deep they go.
Swing and a miss. Must have been a foul tip, or that's strike 2 right there. The pitch. Bouncing ball slowly hit down the third baseline, and that will roll foul. And Trevor Marchese will head back to home plate. Marchese flies one into shallow right field. The right fielder is there and makes the catch, and there are 2 away. 2 up and 2 down, and now catcher Ryan Donovan is the batter, according to the list that I have, which honestly could be quite wrong.
No, it is. Donovan is who's up, right? North Tonawanda player right here.
Just want to make sure. Swing and a miss at a good breaking ball from Russo. And it's 0-1.
And North Tonawanda's had some strong players come out of that school, right? They just haven't been very deep. They get a couple more players to add to the stars that have been there. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a school we're going to be talking more and more about.
Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2. And the pitch. Called strike 3 right at the knees, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left after 2 complete. The Thunderwolves 1, the Western New York Prospects 0. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
So we have a new pitcher for the Western New York Prospects. And I don't, Trevor Marchese out of Elma and Iroquois. Well, Iroquois, where do they keep getting all these arms from, Tom?
Well, remember, we just talked about him. That's the reason why you you just heard you heard the name and heard Iroquois. Like I said, is if we got a chance to see Axelson, who's in the process of bringing back right now. He actually broke his wrist during hockey is what he did. So he is just getting back to, this is one of the first games he's actually gotten to the outfield, and then they're going to try to work him back in. Hopefully he's going to get a chance to pitch by the end of the season. But if he gets his miles per hour and everything back, and then you add guys like Trevor and everyone in the mix, I'm telling you, Iroquois going to be right in the mix.
Bottom of the third, or top of the third rather, Aiden Paul, the right-handed hitter, leads off against Marchese. Swing and a miss, strike one, 0-1. An all wooden bat game as the teams prepare for tournaments that are all wooden bats, as Tom mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the Can-Am tournament is this weekend. That's what they're preparing for, both teams.
Ball is up high, 1-1. Now, where is that tournament?
All over. It'll be all over kind of Niagara County is where it'll be.
1-1 on Aiden Paul. The pitch up high for a ball. 2-1.
But you can see right now so you're seeing two different things here. Is what you're seeing is both the teams obviously using wood to prepare for, but at the same time, I don't want to use my pitching up right now, right?
Right.
So what they're doing is they're just each guy going out. It's like throwing a bullpen. That's what one inning is. You're just coming out throwing a bullpen session is what they're doing. Russo is actually doing kind of a rehab right now is what he's doing out on the mound. Not that it was he's actually got an injured hamstring is what he's coming back from. So. Been able to pitch, but not been able to run and really hit. So he's been piecing it together because he is, just an unbelievable player. And he's really trying to come all the way back. And they need them not only for this weekend, but then they go for 2 tournaments out of town. They go to Diamond Nation. And after Diamond Nation, they go to Cincinnati for another tournament. So they've got 2 far tournaments away that he wants to be 100% to be able to be seen by colleges.
They'll wind up in the pitch. Up high for a ball, and it's ball 4, and Aiden Paul draws a walk. That is the 3rd walk of the ball game allowed by prospects pitching. Now we go back to the top of the batting order, and Braden Willits, who drew a base on balls and was caught stealing, left-handed batter.
And Willits comes to us from Grand Island is where he goes. Always been a great program. We haven't been talking a lot about them this season, but Grand Island always a team to be reckoned with.
He squares the bunt, throw down to first. Safe at first. Well, had the first baseman, he turned and tried to apply the tag, but he was in a little too close. So
you saw the square around. I think he was trying to charge for the bunt, which is what caught him off on that one a little bit.
Marchese working out of the stretch. Paul leads from first. The pitch. In there for a strike. 0-1 on Willits. One and one on Willits. Walked his first time up. Marchese checks the runner at first. The pitch. High fly ball down the left side, going foul, and that will get out of play. And the count goes to 1-2.
When the wind really took that one. If you actually saw the third base, Dylan Austin's playing third base right now. And if you actually saw, he looked up like it was going to be over his head, and then all of a sudden, woo, the thing just took right off on him.
1-2 on Willits. Aiden Paul leads from first. And the pitch. A little bit outside, and the count evens at 2-2.
You can see the prospects already warming up their next pitcher. So they're going to go this. They're going to piecemeal it, right? Inning by inning is what they're going to do. We're going to see somebody new.
Marchese fires to the plate. High pop-up, foul and out of play. I kind of like wood bats, Tom, because you get what I always consider that great sound off the bat. It's better. I think it's better.
Listen, if you're a player, I want the other one, right?
Yeah, of course, yes.
I feel them getting more off that bat, right?
Yes.
Or more of a sweet spot in essence.
Yes. But I love the crack of the bat. The pitch, way up high.
Even though the BB Core bats are meant to mimic a wood, I get it. But it just seems like the sweet spots, even on the BB cores, are longer. You can miss a little bit more on the BB cores than you can on a wood.
and no one can mimic that sound of a wood bat.
Yes.
There's a long drive into left field, but the left fielder is right there and makes the catch, and the runner Paul goes back to first base. Willits hit it hard, but kind of right at him, and there's one away.
Here comes Anthony Greco, and he's going to be off to William and Mary is where he's actually committed to go.
He's already committed.
He's
there.
already
Good for
committed
him.
to William and Mary. So he is another. We've been talking about him since he was a sophomore. This kid's been a star in the area, and there's no doubt he's going to come into senior year. He's going to be up for Player of the Year. There's no doubt. In fact, if it wasn't for the fact that Zarecki for St. Joe's had such an incredible year this year, Greco would have been standing right there as one of those players for finals to Player of the Year. We got to remember, he had Zarecki, and then we had Surecki, if you remember, who was on the mound, goes 8-0 for them on the mound. It just had an unbelievable year. But I really think that this year, St. Joe's all goes through Anthony Greco.
Well, Greco, William and Mary's got quite a history in this area. Sean McDermott, the Bills head coach, is a graduate. Marv Levy, the former Bills head coach, is a William and Mary guy. He coached there. The pitch. That's pretty well hit to deep center field. Center fielder, right fielder going over, and it's going to drop in there for a base hit, and Aiden Paul will be stopped at third. It's a double for Greco, and they're runners at second and third with just one away.
And he shows exactly why, right? That he is that good of a player. You just saw that. Granted, the wind did die down a little bit, and he hit it right at the right time. But you can just see he's got pop off that bat. He is electric. He can hit. He's got that great swing, and just brings it out there right here.
He's a pretty good little point guard, too, on the basketball court. Wasn't that Greco? Didn't we see him for St. Joe's?
Not him.
Oh, it's another
Yeah.
Anthony Greco. Oh, really? All right. Well, thank you for correcting me there. Pitch is up high. Nice stop by the catcher, Donovan.
Here comes Smith, right? Here,
Of course.
But look at that. Look at just the lineup here that we're talking about. Just when you go from Greco to Smith, right? I mean, that is a tough 2-3 spot right there.
Pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Nolan Smith was called out on strikes his first time up. Now he's in a position to drive in a couple of runs with a base hit.
This is like going, you know what I mean, like Judge to Rizzo, right? Come on.
There's a high fly ball into left center field. The center fielder and the left fielder come over. They can't get it. It'll go all the way to the wall. 2 runs will score, and it's a 2-run double for Nolan Smith, and the Prospects take a 2-1 lead. So Nolan Smith delivers. 3-1, excuse me.
They got one in the, remember that one that came across, the
Yes,
one right
you're
there?
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what did I say earlier? He strikes out in the state semifinal game, the first at bat.
Then he
crushes a home run where? To left center field. What does he come up here? Strikes out the first. If the wind's not blowing the way it is, that possibly goes out to the same exact spot.
So runner on at second, 2 runs in. It's a 3-0 game. Nice stop by the catcher there. Brendan Buccello is the batter.
He's another St. Joe's player. He's another player that's going to help hopefully go after and try to defend a Monsignor Martin title this year.
Marchese on the mound, working out of the stretch. The pitch. Bouncing ball foul down the third baseline for a strike.
I can't talk enough, though, about Smith right there. I mean, the only reason I can't is because how many players strike out, drop their heads, it's negative, right? You see the negativity come out. You don't see that with Nolan Smith. You really don't. And he just goes out and shows, listen, I'm going to get the next at bat, comes up, and now he gets 2 RBIs because he keeps his head in the game.
The pitch. Down low, gets past Donovan, goes all the way to the screen, and Smith will be on at third on the wild pitch.
And I'm going to tell you right now, for anybody that is a college coach watching this game, here is a pitcher. I don't care what you've seen on the gun for the state championship games. Here's a player who had worked through a couple injuries or tweaks or whatever you want to call them. I don't care. Changed his pitching style so Hamburg could win and advance in those games. That's a kid you want on your team every day of the week. Trust me, when the kid gets all 100%, you're going to see him throwing mid to upper 80s.
High pop up down the right side, fouling out of play. Catcher and the first baseman giving chase.
Come on, Tim Gardner, get out of the way over there. Tim Gardner, one of the scorekeepers over there for the Western New York prospects. We got to tell him, get out of the way, right?
As a matter of fact, we'll do that when he comes back over here.
We got to give him a little ribbon, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because he'd give it to us if it was not
Yes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, struck him out. So Bucello strikes out, and that'll bring up Nick Pask, the catcher who struck out swinging his first time up.
And Nick is also a product of Niagara Wheatfield. He just went behind a Division I catcher who just graduated, so now he's going to get his chance to be the next catcher out of Niagara Wheatfield.
Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1. Had a good cut at that one. Marchese fires, swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2. So you get the idea what the wind is like.
That wind
you
is
can hear
howling.
it.
Thank God I'm loud, right, Stu? I mean, yeah.
Well,
even though that home, they're probably not saying that, but.
Well, and the good thing for the pitchers is it's not blowing out.
Yes.
Because if it was blowing out, man.
We may have seen a couple home runs
yes,
already.
This would be like Wrigley Field in the, that was a 22-21 game when they had 12 home runs or some such thing. Here's the pitch.
So my son, Luke, was just umpiring in the 12U tournament in Orchard Park. They have an hour and 50 time limit on the games, right? The game goes 3 hours long because it's tied. Final score, 24-20.
Oh, my God, really?
3-hour game in a quarterfinal matchup.
Oh,
they couldn't revert back to another inning because they were tied every time, so they had to keep playing it.
And those kids will never forget that experience. Neither will their parents.
Trust me, either will Luke.
Was he the only umpire?
No, he was one of two.
There's a drive down the left side, and that's a foul ball. But he hit that hard, Pax
Yeah, it really did. But you can see now the wind seems to be blowing, not so much head on, more of a, left to right. So from right field to left field is where the wind seems to be blowing.
Well, 2 strikes on the batter, Nick Pask. It's 3-0. The Thunderwolves lead this one. We're in the top of the 3rd. Pitch is up high. Breaking ball stayed up high, and that's ball 4. So the inning will continue.
And we do have a college scout that's here, right? We already see Matt Klingersmith of N Trip is over here. He's been watching right here. I know he's been looking at a couple of the kids in this game right here to see if he wants to see if he can go after.
Thomas Russo, the batter, flew out to the center fielder his first time up.
I love you can go to games like this for showcase, and I'll tell you, Matt Klingersmith is somebody you see at every one of these games.
Curveball and a beauty for a strike, 0-1.
So Russo, yes, I get it. You're known for his pitching, but I got to tell you, this kid's got power. He can hit and can go to the gaps too.
The pitch. High fly ball down the right side. The right fielder it drops in for a base hit, and a run scores, and the runner goes to 3rd. And there's runners at 1st and 2nd, and now it's a 4-0 game as Russo drops an RBI single into shallow right field.
Does a good job. What did he do? You saw that pitch, right? That off-speed pitch. He goes out, reaches for it, takes it to opposite field, and then absolutely falls in, gets that hit he's looking for. Great job right there to be able to make sure he gets a hit on that one.
Now Braden Axelson is the batter. He got a hit his first time up.
Now, if you remember, the last time we called the game was a walk-off hit over here. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I'll never forget that. It was like 9-0, and they came all the way back.
Here's your gentleman who
That's
had
the guy
hit.
who did it? All right. Well, the Thunderwolves are building a big lead, somewhat similar to the last time we did a game here. The pitch. High fly ball, and just a pop-up foul and goes out of play. 0-1. Two down, runners at 1st and 3rd. 3 runs in the inning for a 4-0 lead for the Thunderwolves. The pitch. That's a line drive, a base hit into left center field. Another run scores. It'll be first and second as Axelson gets his second hit of the day, and now it's a 5-0 game. And now Cole Schoffister is scheduled to be the batter. And he drove in a run with a base hit his last time up. Runners at first and second, 2 down. It's 5-0. The Thunderwolves with the lead. And the pitch. Down low, gets away from Donovan briefly, but the runners do not move up.
And Cole's a Will North player is where he comes out of.
Well, North got off to a great start in that championship game against Orchard Park, and then it just all fell apart as the Quakers had a big inning.
Will North graduated 12 seniors this past year.
Wow. Pitch is outside for a ball, 2-0.
So you know there are going to be a lot of opportunities for somebody like Cole right now to really step up when it comes to Will North and go grab one of those positions right now. But you can see it's a very big program. I mean, the feeder program that comes out for Will North is Lou Gehrig, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, Lou Gehrig's always had a great program down low to be able to help feed that organization, that high school.
There's a high fly ball into shallow left field. The shortstop is there and makes the catch. And the inning is over, but they get 4 runs. And after 2.5, it's the Thunderwolves 5 and the Prospects nothing. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
I love being home.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just...
Steven Zip leads off here in the bottom of the third. It's 5-0 Thunderwolves over the Western New York Prospects. Russo remains on the mound for the Thunderwolves.
I think this is going to be it for him, though. I know they were going to piecemeal a little bit themselves, but they wanted to get Russo some work. I know he's got a couple schools that have asked to see him down at Diamond Nation, so he wants to make sure he's ready so he can throw down there. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to get somebody special. You're going to be looking at him.
And the first 2 pitches are in the dirt for ball 1 and ball 2. Two and 0 on Zip. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2-1.
I'll tell you, I know that's right. That's a pitch, though. I mean, you got to make sure if you're going to swing at that 2-0 pitch, right? That's belt high. That's the only spot I'm looking for is a belt high fastball when it's 2-0.
Zip, right-handed batter. Russo winds it up and fires. Chop foul at the plate. Count holds.
I'll tell you, when Russo's on, his off-speed stuff is nasty. It really is. He's got great hooks, some great off-speed stuff.
He winds it up and fires. That one's hit to the third baseman, blocked by the third baseman, but he can't pick it up. And we'll have a runner on first as Zip starts the inning with a rocket down the third base side, and it'll bring up Aiden Tremper. Hard hit ball. And
That's quick off over at...
was that Jim
Yep.
Quitchoff?
Yep.
Ty,
Jim's
excuse
dad.
me. Yeah.
But
I knew that. Now I know Ty played basketball too.
did
Right?
yes, he did. Had a great basketball season for Niagara Wheatfield.
Yeah, we did a couple of their games.
Yep.
Here's the pitch. It's a ball down low to Aiden Trimper.
His sister is another great athlete too, playing both volleyball and softball. And I'll tell you, we watched her on the softball. Like, she can absolutely be talking about a Division I player. But I actually think that she may like volleyball even more. So I think that's a name you're going to hear on the girls' side is doing something special also.
Foul back onto the screen by Trimper. Prospects looking to get on the scoreboard here. Foul back onto the screen. Strike 2.
Like I said earlier, Trimper out of St. Francis.
Does some landscaping in the batter's box. Taps the end of the bat on home plate. Nobody out. Runner on at first. The pitch. Down low for a ball. 3-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He struck him out. One away with a runner on at first.
See that off speed right there? You
that
could
was
just
a good
see how
pitch.
far he's in front. Just when he gets out in front, Russo, and he can utilize his entire repertoire, watch out, because he is dangerous. That's when we talk about, Stu, you and I have done so many broadcasts together. How many times do I say, first pitch strike, get that first pitch strike, how important it is? Russo shows to you exactly why it's so important. Because if he gets ahead, watch out. It's going to be his pitch that you're going to have to hit.
John Ray Hesferter is the batter. I believe that was called the ball. 1-0. Checked his swing.
So we know him as JR, right? I know Mom loves John Ray, though, but JR is who we like to call him. Oh, did you see that hook right there?
He bounces it to the shortstop. He bobbles the ball, picks it up, throws to oh, they called him out at first base, and the runner goes down to second. So that's fortunately for the shortstop, he got one out, and the runner goes down to second.
Did you see the hook right there? You
Yeah,
actually saw JR step out right
Well,
there
you
to
saw
be
him,
able to.
you saw him adjust and kind of
to be able to
step
hit it.
back to get his bat on the ball.
It just shows how filthy that curveball really is. JR, though, we're going to actually, I think we saw him warming up. We're going to get a chance to see him go onto the mound. He's the West Seneca West product that has been their leading pitcher for the last couple of years and is going to be ready for a big senior season himself.
This should be Jeff Ralabate here.
It is.
He walked his first time up and got caught stealing, trying to steal third on the front end of a double steal. The pitch in there for a strike, and the count evens at 1-1. Runner on at second, that's Steven Zip. Led off the inning with a rocket that the third baseman couldn't handle. Was able to knock it down, but couldn't make the play. The pitch. Checks his swing and takes a ball. So Zip on at second. Trimper struck out. J.R. Hesferter bounced out to the shortstop. The pitch. Lined into center field, and that will drop in for a base hit. And the Prospects get their first run of the ball game. Runner going down to second, and he's in standing up with an RBI double, a hustle double there by Ralabate. And he also gets an RBI, and now it's a 5-1 game.
The lost art. We talk about it going oppo, right? That's exactly why we see so many pitchers, big leagues, right, at any level, especially at the high school level, sit on that outside corner. They make you try to go opposite field, and Jeffrey does exactly that and goes oppo.
Hunter Murphy takes a strike. It's 0-1. He walked his first time up. Getting some activity in the Thunderwolves bullpen. There's a strike in the inside part of the plate.
I want to say that's Nolan Smith over
Yeah,
there.
probably right.
Because that's who we already said Aiden Paul's over at first base right now. I knew Nolan Smith was going to pitch some today. I think that's the next one you're going to see.
Swing and a miss. Runner going to third. To throw is into left field. And the runner will score to make it a 5-2 game.
No. It was a swing and miss, strike three.
Strike three, so you're right. So it doesn't matter.
So it didn't matter over there.
Never saw the umpire indicate that. So the inning ends. They get a run, and they leave a man on after 3 complete. 5-1, the Thunderwolves. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Aiden Paul leads off the top of the 4th. John Ray Hefsterter is the pitcher, and the pitch up high for a ball, 1-0. I like that. The whip on his arm when he comes through there. Interesting motion.
Like I said, he's been a standout for West Seneca West the last couple of years, no doubt about it. He's had the capability of pitching some really big games. He's going to be pivotal to the success of West Seneca West this next year.
Down low for a ball, 2-0. Didn't he pitch in the All-Star game we did at Depew?
No, because he's not senior.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yes, it was one of his teammates then. Here's the windup and the pitch. Breaking ball and a beauty for a strike. It's 2-1 on Aiden Paul. Lanky right-handed hitter.
But Haas, what he's worked on the most is his hitting. He's really taken his hitting to another level, really helped out, because that's the reason why you see him playing third base. He could play shortstop, third base. He could play a lot of different positions for you and to be able to help you out when he's not on the mound also.
Aiden Paul leading off here. The pitch. Down low.
And I'll tell you, Medina's been what the powerhouse the last 3-4 years we've known them to be there. The success for Medina this next year comes through this young man right here, Aiden Paul. He's going to be that pitcher that's going to bring them to in next year. Let's see how they really come to success, right? The question will be is who's going to help Aiden Paul this year, because you've lost so much over the last couple of years. But I'll tell you, that's one team I still don't count out.
Aiden Paul swings and misses and strikes out. Braden Willits is the batter. Walked and was caught stealing in the first and flew out to the left fielder in the third. Left-handed batter. The pitch. Inside for a ball, 1-0. Here's the ball 1 pitch. Down low for a ball, 2-0. John Ray Hesferter on the mound. And the 2-0 pitch. High and tight, goes off the catcher's glove and goes back to the screen. And it's 3-0. 5-1, the Thunderwolves leading this one. On just a windy, albeit sunny and pleasant evening here in Centennial Park at West Seneca. The pitch is up high for a ball, and for the second time in the game, Braden Willits draws the base on balls, and Anthony Greco is the batter. He walked in the first and got a base hit and scored back in the third. Greco will be followed by Nolan Smith.
So, Stu, when the prospects come up, I got a special guest coming for you that you can talk to on air, do a little bit of an interview. But Matt Klingersmith from N-Trip is going to come over and join you.
All right. There's a high pop-up foul. The near side, the first baseman is there and makes the catch. And Greco pops out, and that'll leave it up to Nolan Smith. And Smith with a big base hit to drive in 2 last time.
Double actually is what he had
Yep.
out to the left center gap. But what we're going to talk to Klinger Smith about is, what do you look for when you come to these games, right? What excites you when you see a player? Like, what are the little things that you're looking for that if you're watching this game and you want to know that college coaches are out there, what are they looking at? What are they going to see out there?
There's a foul out of play. So now is he allowed to talk about it? He can't.
No, he
talk
will
about
not
it.
talk
Yeah,
players. So
that's what I
don't
thought.
we don't want to ask him who you're looking at or anything like that. Just ask him,
Yeah,
what does he look like? What does he look for? What does he like to see? You know what I mean? Those are the things that I'd like to know if I'm out there right now trying to be recruited. What are these guys thinking about? What do they actually see out there that they enjoy?
The stretch and the pitch. Called the ball, I believe.
Yep, called it outside.
2-0. Or 1-1 rather, on Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith out of Hamburg. See what he can do for an encore in his senior year. Had a great junior year. Got his team all the way to the state championship game. There's a liner down the left side fouling out of play.
And think about 2 of the players going to battle out for Player of the Year are going to be him and the player right before him, Anthony Greco, right? So here's two teammates that we know will be in the mix for Player of the Year. I think we're going to see all over the place. I mean, don't count. And Thomas Russo. Thomas Russo is going to be in the mix, especially if he goes after and breaks a strikeout record. I mean, think about it. 3 players on this team alone could be players we're talking about for Player of the Year.
And there's the runner going down to second, and it's a stolen base for Willits. 2 outs and a runner on second. Smith with a chance to drive in another run. It's already driven in 2 today. 5-1, the Thunderwolves leading this one. Now you hear the wind howling again. The stretch and the pitch to the plate. Big lead off of second base by Willits, and he'll get back to the second base bag. Pitches a ball to Smith. Smith 1 for 2 on the day with a couple of runs batted in. Up high, ball 4. And there are runners at first and second with 2 down, and that'll bring up Brendan Bucello, who's 0 for 2 on the day, flew out to left and struck out swinging. And the Thunderwolves can add to that 5-1 lead here in the top of the 4th.
So did you get a chance to watch the captain after the All-Star game?
You mean after the home run derby?
I'm sorry, after the Home Run Derby All-Star game tonight, yes.
I started to watch it, and I like Derek Jeter, but I just wasn't in the mood for it. I can't take too much Yankee stuff.
So we all know Stu is a big Indians fan, so we do want to preface that.
I do like Derek Jeter, but there's a pop-up foul and out of play by Bucello, and I give him all the credit in the world for his Hall of Fame career. Terrific player, great ambassador for the game. I just didn't want to watch.
So the part I loved the most was the draft, right? Did you see they had the old computer up? Did you see that?
No,
they
I
had
didn't
the
watch
real old computer up where they were punching in. It looked like, you know what I mean, something you saw from back from the 80s, right? Those big monstrous computers that only had the little green lights to them that came across.
Yeah.
So Derek was actually all mad that he thought he was going to be the first pick of the draft.
There's a liner foul down the left side. And what number was he?
So he thought he was going to go anywhere between 1 through 5 and was annoyed that he didn't go 1 through 5 because he always wanted to be the best, right? What he did.
Sure.
But what he didn't know was all along, ever since he was little, he was telling everybody he was going to be the next shortstop for the New York Yankees. And he kept saying it, right? And you saw it through the movie. They have videos of him doing it.
Yeah.
So sure enough, guess who Team 6 is?
It's the Yankees,
It's
obviously.
the Yankees, right?
Obviously.
And then he gets his chance to actually be a New York Yankee because he fell through what the teams, the top 5 did before him, went after more of the college route and let the high school route go, and then boom, the Yankees get the guy they want.
How many players were as successful? The first 5, were they successful?
No, they were names.
major
Oh,
leaguers?
yeah, they were names.
Were
Oh,
they
yeah, they were
successful
names.
major
They
leaguers?
were names you
Okay.
recognize. But here was the thing that you got to learn if you're a player at any level, and that is don't give up. He had 56 errors his rookie year.
There's a foul down the left side by Buccello.
56 errors his rookie year. And they were all on, everyone from through the whole organization going, we made a mistake on this one. Oh, boy, did we make a mistake on this one. What did we do?
Yeah.
And then sure enough, he comes back next year, minor league player of the year, and then the story goes off from there.
It's a great story.
But don't give up. It's what you got to learn. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep practicing. Keep going hard. Don't give up because of a bad streak.
2 strikes on Buccello. Runners at first and second with 2 down in the top of the 4th. 5-1 Thunderwolves. The pitch. Bouncing ball slowly hit. Cut off by the third baseman. The glove, the throw to first in time for the out. And the inning is over. Nice play there at third base to end the inning. And they do not score, so it's 5-1 after 3.5. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
I love being home.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
I love being home.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Welcome back to Centennial Park in West Seneca. I'm Stu Boyer, and we're joined by Matt Klingersmith from NCCC, the head coach. How long have you been the head coach out there, Matt?
This is going to be my 17th year upcoming.
Well, you have a fabulous program. How important to you are games like these?
Very important for me. You know, we're a community college, so we look at a lot of Western New York kids. So to come out on a midweek game and see 2 of the better top Western New York teams, it's a huge thing for my program to watch.
What kind of sell do you have to put on sometimes to convince kids? Because a lot of these athletes think only, oh, I'm a Division I player. And we all know that's not
Yeah.
true. Is it often a tough sell?
Yes and no. You know, I think travel coaches are educating better, and high school coaches are educating better, and guys like Tom Prince doing podcasts and that help a lot, but it is still a tough sell. You know, most kids will obviously want to go Division I and play at the highest level, but I think it's also when they don't get that, I think it helps an advantage for my program because we've sent a lot of guys Division I or Division II on the scholarship. So our program sells itself, but we have to find the right kid that believes in coming in and hopefully working his tail off for 2 years to get a scholarship.
Evan Core leads it off, and he chops one to short. Glove, backhand throw to first is... Did he call him safe or out? He's out, I thought, unless he pulled him off the bag there. They called
believe
them
he called
out.
them out, yeah.
Okay. It's hard to tell with one umpire. So when you come to games like this and you have your eye on a kid, what do you want to see from that kid?
First thing is, can he compete? Second thing is, how is he on the field and off the field? You know, when you're looking at a kid, does he take the at-bat into the field? Like, if he strikes out, is he going to pout in the field and make an error, or is he going to pick himself up and make a great play and be a great teammate? So that's the first thing. And then obviously it depends on, everybody's looking for pitching. Can they throw strikes and can they compete on the mound and get outs? You know, just the basics like that. And can we develop them into hopefully becoming an elite college player after us? And then for positional guys, obviously the 5 tools, you know, speed, power, arm strength, glove work, you know, do they have that? And obviously the body as well.
So what's more important, velocity or location?
I used to be a velocity guy, but now it's, can they throw strikes now and get outs? Too many guys I see are doing all these trainings and that, and, you know, then they're throwing hard, but they're nowhere near the zone. You know, I think the game's going to go back to a little bit of my favorite pitchers, those Greg Maddux guys and that, and throwing more strikes and getting outs. You know, you're seeing that right now in the game.
Well, speaking of Greg Maddux, I happened to be home one day, and I watched him pitch a 1-0 shutout where he threw 78 pitches. It wasn't a perfect game. He gave up 1, maybe 2 hits, but you just watched that game and you said, this guy is a master.
Fishing.
And he didn't throw that hard.
No. I hope young kids are listening to that. You know, it's about the ability to get ahead early and often. You know, especially at these levels. Tonight they're using wood. You make him hit your best stuff and get ahead. You know, like you were just talking, Greg Maddux always made him hit his best stuff and set up his beautiful wipeout changeup late.
So what is the level of talent and the depth of the talent in Western New York? Because obviously you mine quite a bit of it.
Yeah, and Western New York's been good to me, you know, so yeah, I thank coaches and that for sending guys to us. I think the talent's getting better every year. It's awesome to watch these kids. You're seeing more and more kids play college baseball in Western New York. That's awesome.
And now, what kind of rivalry is there with ECC?
I think it's a good rival. You know, obviously I would compare it to, like, in a college football standpoint, Michigan, Ohio State. You know, I'm a Michigan fan, so I'll say we're more than Michigan, you know, and especially with the colors. But it's a rivalry. Obviously, we both recruit the same type of player that we're looking for, and some of the Western New York kids come to us and some go to them. You know, it's doing the job on the field to develop and hopefully get the wins against them every year and have the bragging rights.
Who's harder to convince sometimes, the parents or the player?
I think the parent more. You know, most parents think it's junior college, that it's, you know, not educationally apart as at some of the other schools. And like I tell them, it's English 101 everywhere. English 101 is the exact same. Your first 2 years are the exact same at any level. So parents, it doesn't mean, you know, you're dumb or, you know, it's below them academically. It's 100% false. It's a stepping stone to get your son, hopefully, where, like you said earlier, Stu, most kids want to be D1. It's another chance to prove yourself to get D1 in 2 years later.
All I can say is a father of an athlete who played at Division II. They're great athletes at every level and great competitors at every level.
Oh, yeah.
So that whole Division I thing, I think, is vastly overrated.
Look at the MLB draft, parents. You just saw it. You know, you saw junior college guys drafted. You saw D1 and D2 guys drafted all on day one. You know, that's awesome that scouts go out. If you're good, they're going to come find you.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Matt, for joining us.
You're welcome.
We appreciate
Thanks for having
your
me, sir.
time. Come again. Thank you very much. We're going to have Tom Prince slide back in here as we move now to the top half of the 5th inning. It was a 1-2-3 inning. No runs for the Western New York Prospects. That's Matt Klingersmith from Niagara County Community College. And we want to thank Matt for joining us.
And I'll tell you where I give him much props. One of the best pitching coaches, too. Knows his stuff when it comes to pitching. Obviously a pitcher himself, but really has developed so many pitchers here from Western New York to send them on to the next level. Just amazing what he does. Somebody I know I truly believe in, and we've got some great coaches, period, when it comes to, you know, the JUCO route. ECC is a great program, and Tripp we've been talking about here, Finger Lakes, right? Monroe Community College. There is some great JUCO colleges that get these kids ready for the next level. And he'll tell you, how many people go Division I and Division II straight from Tripp is unbelievable.
Well, they've been to the World Series
Oh,
two or three,
just was.
4 times.
He just was, yeah.
Well, so Aiden Trimper's on the mound now, and Nick Past fouls it off. Strike 1, 0-1. Still 5-1. The Thunderwolves leading this one over the Prospects. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 0-2.
Tell you, Nolan Smith, I don't know if you've noticed, but he had a little pop on his ball right there, right? You could see his velocity coming back a little bit. Really like to see that, and that's exactly what he wants to do and feel.
Foul out of play. So Trimper for the Prospects trying to hold down the Thunderwolves here. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 away. Nobody on base. And Thomas Russo is the batter.
I'll tell you, I like that pitch selection right there. I don't know if you saw, but went to the inside corner on that one. Did a great job of the inside corner. That's Matt Gardner behind the plate right now. Good pitch right there. Calls the inside pitch, gets to strike 3.
And that is Tim Gardner's son, who, Tim works with us.
Who we were picking on earlier
Yes.
in the broadcast.
Matt also plays volleyball at Sweet Home.
Here's that outside corner. Watch. This is what we talk about. This is where they're going to make you be able to hit. So this is Russo who's up, obviously, now. Gardner, what you're trying to do, we talk about this on a lot of the broadcasts, right? And this is where if you've got kids that are out there that you're looking to do and you want them to improve, that's the pitch you got to improve on, because you got to let that ball travel over the plate and be able to hit that opposite field. You got to go the other way with that outside pitch, because if you don't and you try to take it to your power side, all that's going to be do is a ground ball or a weak fly ball. You are not going to do anything with that pitch unless you want to go opposite way with it.
Russo, the batter, flew out to center field, drove in a run with a base hit. Back in the third.
There's a reason why that shift is so important in Major League Baseball. There you
There's
go,
a
Paul
line
Russo,
drive base
perfect.
hit into right center field. And he's got 2 hits on the day, and the batter now is Braden Axelson, or he's scheduled to be the hitter anyway, and this is him.
But love the one we just talked about, that Russo textbook it actually sends it out that way. What a great job. But that's why do you see so many people how many times when you watch a Major League game do you see the shift?
Oh, well, it's not the shift that's bothers me. It's the guys who refuse to try to hit it the other way that drives me nuts.
But that's why you see this outside pitch so much, right? They challenge you to do it.
Pitch is in there for a strike in the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Runner on at first. That's Russo with 1 away in the top of the 5th, and 5-1. The Thunderwolves lead this one. Line drive caught by the third baseman. He will not throw to first as the runner gets back. Well, Axelson hit that hard, but right at the third baseman. And the batter now, supposed to be Cole Schraufester, and it is. Left-handed hitter.
That was Dylan Austin who made that play over at third base there. Comes up with a nice snag right there.
Well, you heard the crack of the bat and the pop in the glove.
Yeah.
2 outs and a runner on at first. And the wind continues to howl. Russo gets his lead. Pitches up a little bit high and outside for a ball. 1-0. I did watch the home run derby. I saw Juan Soto win it, which
I loved seeing Pujols. I did.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
absolutely.
watching Pujols. I wish he actually would have won.
Yep.
I would think it would have been a great swan song for him right there.
Would have been fabulous.
Yep. I think it would have been a good way to end the career right there, and something positive, really positive on the season.
No, Pujols and Cabrera, two of the all-time greats, had a role in the game.
I mean, you could say at one point, right? Pujols had the swing that was just unbelievable. Just so little movement in his swing. It's something I'm big on when I coach.
There's a line drive into right field for a base hit. And we'll have runners at first and second with 2 down as Cole Schraufstarter gets a base hit. And that'll bring up, scheduled to hit, is Aiden Paul. And it is.
But Stu, when I teach, I don't like all movement. I don't like that long stride. There's a lot of things I don't like movement because what happens is with that long stride, what happens is your head has to move, right? If you're going to take the long stride, your head's got to move with that front foot. So if your head's moving this way and the ball's coming the opposite way, what's the chances of you really hitting it all the time, right? So I want that head to be able to stay still. So it's that little up-down, right? That little up-down movement, and Pujols did it better than anything you can see. Just that, nobody's going to mimic that wide stance. It's very hard to do, but he just had that beautiful stance, up, down, boom.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch there. 0-1 on Aiden Paul.
But I am a proponent, like I said, of a wider stance and to be able to cut down that movement. And if you can stop that head from going so much forward, I really think you're going to put yourself in a much better position.
Pitch to Paul is outside for a ball, 1-1. Who is your all-time favorite player?
So it's funny. That's why I enjoyed another reason why I enjoyed that Captain movie last night.
That's Derek Jeter?
No. Because Derek Jeter's favorite player was actually my favorite player growing up.
Mickey Mantle?
No, it was Dave Winfield. So Dave
Down low
Winfield
for a ball.
apparently, when he was younger, came out and signed a baseball for him, and that was why he was one of his favorite players. But Dave Winfield, I wore number 31. 31 was my number. Dave Winfield was one of my favorite players, just one of the nicest guys and truly one of the best athletes at that time, if you remember.
Drafted by 3 Sports.
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable.
Breaking ball fouled. That should get out of play down the right side.
But I mean, how can I say I wasn't a Mattingly fan when I grew up, right? I mean, of course I was a Mattingly fan, but I also was a big Winfield fan. I got to be honest with you. When I was younger, most people know I was a big track guy. So speed was, I really had a lot of speed. I know it doesn't show right now. I get it, right? But it was also why I was another fan of Ricky Henderson. I loved what he did on the base pass. I don't know if we're ever going to see anything like that ever again unless the game changes again.
Well, you never know how the game is going to change. All the players you mentioned were great fun to watch. I actually saw Winfield when he played with the Padres way back when.
Those brown uniforms.
Oh, ugly. The pitch. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. You haven't asked me who my all-time favorite player is. Not a Cleveland guy.
This is going to be even more interesting then. Okay, so who was your favorite player?
Number 24, Willie Mays.
Oh, I could absolutely see why that is the case.
Of course, I am a little bit older than you, too. That has something to do with that.
But, I mean, I could see exactly why you're a fan of that, right?
Willie was my all-time favorite, and I had none of his ability.
But I will say this. In our world.
Ball gets past the catcher, run will score, and it'll be runners at second and third. Sorry, Tom, I didn't want to.
No, you're totally fine. You got to call the play. But I'll tell you a player that I don't know if we're ever going to see the likes of again is Barry Bonds.
Never.
I mean, I don't care the steroids. I don't care any of that. Put all that aside, right? Just the fact of how many intentional walks you saw.
Yes.
And how many times was he intentionally walked with bases loaded?
Yeah.
Right? You're never going to see anything like that ever. I don't even know if you judge that would happen to right now.
Well, you know what I say is Barry Bonds, like him or not, was must-see TV.
Yep.
Pitch is a strike. Runners at second and third, 1 run in. Now 6-1 Thunderwolves. I would stop what I was doing to go watch Barry Bonds swing the bat. And more often than not, I felt like I got rewarded. It was spectacular.
Yep.
In tight for a ball.
Even watching the intentional walks, just being blown away that the fact, wait, you just walked in a run because you're scared to pitch to this guy. Just unbelievable what he could do. What he could do with a bat.
How's that for respect, right?
Yep.
The pitch. Just missed a little bit outside, and it's a ball on Willits.
I'll tell you, this is right now you want to get out of this inning because we know what's coming up next, right? We know with Greco and Smith now coming up.
High fly ball fouling out of play, off to the left. Now, see, if it was a Cleveland player, I couldn't narrow it down to just one player. But Willie Mays.
I get that. I really do.
pitch to Willits. Breaking ball, foul down the left side, and nobody will have a chance to get that one. Trimper on the mound for the Prospects. We're in the top of the 5th. 6-1. The Thunderwolves leading this one. Greco on deck, followed by Nolan Smith. So as Tom mentioned, you want to get this batter. Runners at second and third with 2 away. The pitch. Up high, ball 4. Oh, did he call that strike 3?
Yep.
He called strike 3. Well, fooled me. When he tossed that bat away, I thought it was ball 4. Well, they get a couple of runs, and now they lead it. They got 1 run, and they lead it 6-1 after 4.5. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Nolan Smith facing Trevor Marchese. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1. Smith with a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th as he faces Marchese here in the bottom of the 5th, and his team up 6-1. Outside, ball 1, 1-1. Smith not wasting any time, fires. Outside and low, 2-1.
We talk about that too on multiple broadcasts about someone's tempo, right? You want a pitcher that's a quick tempo if you're a guy out in the field.
They call that a ball, and it's 3-1.
You don't want to be the guy standing there waiting for somebody, right? And then try to get set. You like a guy that likes to move quick. It means you're going to be ready for when that hit comes.
That one's hit really hard deep to center field, going back, still going back, and making the catch in deep center field. I think that was Quitchoff out there. Look, no. That was Braden Willits. Nice catch out there. You know, that wind has got to be tough for any of these outfielders. 1 out.
Quitchoff is actually at third base is where he is today.
Right. Ryan Donovan is the batter.
He started off catching for the Prospects, if you remember.
Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1. Donovan was called out on strikes his first time up. The pitch. I think he called that a strike, 0-2 on Ryan Donovan. Smith winds and fires. Foul out of play, off to the right.
We can see the next team. They're actually going to have a second game here. We're not going to be broadcasting it, but we've got a second Western New York Prospects versus the Thunderwolves after this, as these are the juniors kind of playing right now out there that will be seniors next year. And the next 2 teams are really the sophomores that are going to be juniors next year.
The pitch. It's a ball, and it's 1-2. Do they just do that for sophomores and juniors? They don't have a freshman game that you know of?
Oh no, I mean it goes, but it goes more by age. Then you know what I mean.
Yes.
It's more like a 15U,
Yes,
14U.
yes.
You know what I mean. From there on in.
Yes. Okay. Just curious about that. There's the 1-2 pitch. High pop-up, caught by the second baseman. Easy play there. 2 up and 2 down for Nolan Smith, who's retired the first 5 batters he's faced. And now Steven Zip, who scored the only run of the game on an RBI base hit by Jeff Ralabate back in the 3rd for the Western New York Prospects.
So if you remember, Nolan Smith, he couldn't come down to the Copoys Barrels Cup banquet, if you remember, right?
Yes.
Because he was down at Diamond
tournament.
Nation.
Yes.
You know, he actually threw a no-hitter down at Diamond
No,
Nation.
I didn't know that. Good for him.
So, I mean, the kid just shows. Just a winner. Really is somebody, a gamer out there, that if you are a college coach watching this, I'm telling you, this is a kid you want on your staff.
Wonder how many schools are seriously recruiting him at this point, and what they are. Or which ones? The pitch. Down low for a ball. Throwing that no-hitter in a game like that certainly can't hurt.
No doubt about it.
Pitch to Zip. Swing and a miss.
Off-speed pitch right there. You can even see, you see Smith with a little bit of a smile right there. He knew he threw a good pitch.
Swing and a foul ball. So if Nolan retires his 6th straight batter, you think he'll bring him back for a 3rd inning?
It depends. Probably depends on how he feels. You got to remember, their plans on him pitching probably this weekend and sometime next week. So you really don't want him throwing that much.
Slowly hit down the 3rd baseline. Throw down, gets past the first baseman, and he'll be off at 2nd base. Will be Zip. A slow roller that died. And the throw gets past everybody and rolls into short left field, but there's no advance. That'll be a hit and an error for Zip. And he will wind up at 2nd base, and Aiden Trimper is the batter.
I got to tell you, this tent has been through wars already.
Well, it's not getting any easier.
Oh, I mean, between when it did at Will North on that rainstorm that we went through.
I was just going to say that. This tent was at Will North on the night of the monsoon.
That was unbelievable. Folks, so you understand, we were actually doing the sectional finals for the girls is what we were doing for softball at Will North. And I was doing the Eden-Fredonia game on that one. And it went to extra innings. We were going into the 10th innings, or the 9th inning we were going to at the time. And the clouds opened up, and it just comes down like buckets.
You know, from my standpoint, I had done our games with Jim Craig, pitches up high. And I started to walk over there. And I said, well, let me go see my buddy Tom, and I don't remember who you're doing the game with. But let me go see Tom and my friends over there. And then it started to drizzle. And I said, maybe I should get in the car and go home. And the second I turned on the ignition, the skies opened. And I was like, oh, my God, I feel bad for these guys. Of course, by that time, I was home.
And I'm going to tell you, what worse was the only area that had any coverage outside of the dugouts was the tent we were under. So everyone's trying to run under our tent, and we're trying to pack up equipment.
Yeah, good
so
luck.
we're trying to move tables. So we're literally screaming at people, get out of here. If you're not Western New York Athletics, get out of here. We're trying to clean up here and get out of here. Trying to save our equipment.
Here's the pitch. High pop-up foul down the right side, and that will get out of play. Well, if you haven't worked in the industry and you're not aware of how sensitive the equipment can be to sunlight and to water, and of course everybody wants to stay dry, no one really wants to get wet, so of course they were going to come under the tent. The pitch, breaking ball, and a beauty for a called strike 3. Trimper strikes out. Smith gets 2 shutout innings in the books, and after 5 complete, it's 6-1. The Thunderwolves lead the Prospects. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
I love
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Well, Hunter Murphy gets the challenge and the pleasure of pitching to Anthony Greco, Nolan Smith, and Brendan Buccillo. So he'll face Greco first.
And we haven't really talked about Hunter a lot. Hunter's a Maryville product. As we know, Maryville, another one who's been a perennial powerhouse in their conference year after year.
Pitches down low for a ball.
And right now also has one of the top prospects coming out of this area is catcher Dalton Harper.
Down low, ball two. Now, has he committed someplace?
No, he is not, but having a heck of a summer. He's been down at the Perfect Game down there, and in fact, in the finals of the Perfect Game, blasted a 3-run homer and really showing why his bat wasn't maybe where he wanted it to be last summer is really coming on strong right now.
Ball 3-0 on Greco, leading off the top of the 6th. These are 7-inning games, and it's 6-1, the Thunderwolves. Pitch is outside, that's ball 3. Shout out to our one umpire who's done a great job, working all by himself. Here's the pitch. That's called a strike, 3-1.
And if I'm correct, the very first session of the Colpoys Barrows Cup, Will was a finalist for it.
You're probably right.
But he had to go to VCU right away because, you know, a Division I program, obviously, right? And he was already out of town because VCU was calling him in to play, or not to play, but, you know what I mean, to get acclimated to the campus and everything. So he wasn't able to be there. But, you know, Will, obviously one of our Division I standouts.
Bouncing ball, grabbed by the pitcher. Murphy throws for a nice play by Hunter Murphy, showing he can field his position. He throws out Greco, and there's one away, and the batter now is Nolan Smith. Struck out swinging in the first, doubled in 2 runs in the third, and walked in the 4th. Ball hit right back at him. One away, nobody on in the top half of the 6th inning.
Tell you, that Sun 2 right now for that left fielder, shortstop, and third base is brutal out there. They're looking directly into that sun.
Years ago, before they built the Rogers Center in Toronto, you'd watch the Blue Jays at Exhibition Stadium, and if you sat on the first base side, there's a liner into left field for a base hit as Nolan Smith continues to tattoo the baseball. That'll bring up Brendan Buccillo. And you'd get, well, I shouldn't say this, but we scalped some tickets, okay? We'd drive up to Toronto, scalp some tickets.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. You're not. It's illegal. Well, at least it used to be.
You were out of the country. It doesn't matter.
And sometimes we get seats behind first base. Okay. And the sun, I don't know how the first baseman and second baseman, even the right, how they ever saw a throw coming across the infield, even with sunglasses. That's how bright it was, and it was right in your eyes directly. And swing and a miss for strike 1, 0-1. Then they moved into the dome, and we didn't have to worry about that. The pitch. Bouncing ball towards short. Gloved by the shortstop, steps on the bag. The throw to first is in time for the double play. Nice DP there by the shortstop. And that will end the inning. Good play there by shortstop. Well, used to be Hunter Murphy, but he was pitching, so it wasn't Murphy.
I think it was Zip that was out there. Yeah.
Well, nice play by Steven Zip to end the inning. After 5.5, it's 6-1 Thunderwolves over the Prospects. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We move to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Brennan Buccillo, who bounced into that double play, is now on the mound. And the first batter he will face is John Ray Hasford. Then we'll go back to the top of the lineup for Ralabate and Murphy. Unless there are further changes as Jeff Helbrook walks.
Now it looks like Dylan Austin next.
All right.
And then after him is Matt Gardner is what it looks like right now.
All right. Well, as I said, changes. These games always have changes. So JR or John Ray Hasford gets set to lead off against Buccillo, and here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1.
I'll tell you, like, think about this for St. Joe's too, right? Here's a kid you already see dealing out here in the mound, right? So St. Joe's gets him back, right? And then Greco, who didn't really pitch this year, had really, his arm wasn't where not wanted it to be. But if they get Greco back at full strength, and now you got Buccillo, what does St. Joe's look like again for next year?
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Well, I would say pretty good.
The point, right? It just shows another school that's going to reload right here.
Well, it always seems like it's Canisius and St. Joe's are always battling for something, and then throwing a swing and a miss, strike 3, and and then throwing St. Francis sometimes.
Yeah, and then St. Mary's though the last couple of years has been very strong in baseball. I think you're going to be hearing about St. Mary's again. I hear they got a nice class coming in from the younger groups that are coming in to make St. Mary's back to a real good program that we already know Coach Wagner runs a fantastic program out there.
It's a tough league. So Dylan Austin is the batter now.
We're still not talking about what Nick Galenti's doing over at Timon.
High fly ball down the left side, and that will get out of play.
As Nick Galenti's trying to build that Timon program back up right there. Love what's going on at Nichols right now. I mean, I think Nichols has come a long way back. You saw them actually have a very good year, make it to the Final Four for the Monsignor Martin this past year.
Outside for a ball, 1-2.
They kind of took out the St. Mary's this year and were that fourth team and really did it based upon what pitching, and it's a program he's been building up over there.
Bouncing ball backhanded by the shortstop. Nice backhand stab. The throw across is not in time. It's an infield hit for Dylan Austin, but a really nice play by the shortstop.
Yeah, Austin's got wheels. I'm going to tell you that. You saw that right there. You're actually going to see Austin, too, on the football field. He'll play football for East Aurora you'll see him out at the wideout receiver, and I'll tell you, he will show some speed. And look at the height. You know, he's already sitting at about 6'2", 6'3". He's going to have that height, and you're going to be talking about him on the football field, especially if East Aurora can deliver.
Pitch gets past the catcher, goes all the way to the backstop, and the runner, Austin, moves down to second base. And there's a runner in scoring position with one away. And Matt Gardner, the batter. Right-handed batter, the catcher. Son of Tim Gardner, as we mentioned, one of our guys. 6-1. Thunderwolves leading this one in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch. That's in there for a strike. The stretch and the pitch. Inside for a ball. In tight there. The pitch. That's in there for a strike. I believe it's 2-2 on Gardner. Right-handed batter steps out of the batter's box. Takes a practice swing, and now he's ready.
Francis has got 2-2.
Well, then we know he's right. Ball 3, Gardner checks his swing, 3-2.
But we still haven't talked about this hat Francis is wearing right next to us.
Oh,
now.
a bucket hat. Is that a bucket hat, a small bucket hat? Here's the pitch. Up high, that's ball 4. And Gardner draws a walk, so runners at first and second with one away, and we'll go back to the top of the order. Ralabate is the batter. He walked in the first, was caught stealing on the front end of a double steal, and drove in a run in the third.
The only run, right? If you remember what
Yes.
he did, he drove it opposite field, right? Hit it into that right center gap right there.
Yep.
Did a great job of going opposite field with that outside pitch.
And the pitch. Ooh, high and tight for a ball.
Now, his dad was the former coach over at Bishop Timon.
Ralabate.
Yep. So his dad was the former coach at Bishop Timon, and his stepdad actually coached with me during the prospects.
Okay.
So I got a chance to actually know both of them very, very well.
We have a little bit of a conference on the mound, and let's take a quick break. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Pitch to Ralabate.
That was a strike.
Thank you. So I believe that's a 2-2 count. And the pitch. Down low, ball 3, 3-2. Runners at first and second. One away in the bottom half of the 6th inning here from Centennial Park in West Seneca. The pitch. Up high, ball 4. He walked him. That's back-to-back walks, and the bases are loaded. And Hunter Murphy is the scheduled batter. And it is Hunter Murphy. And with a hit here, he can help get his team back in this game as they trail 6-1. Bases are loaded. One away. Golden opportunity. Bucello fires. Nice stop by the catcher. Ball 1, 1-0. The last time you and I did this game, it was a blowout until the 6th and 7th innings, and they won it in the bottom of the 7th. Will history repeat itself? Bucello winds and fires. That's in there for a strike. Fastball on the inside corner as the wind picks up again. Murphy struck out swinging in his only at-bat. The pitch. Bouncing ball towards short. Glove to second for 1. And the throw to first is not nearly in time. A run scores. There's no RBI on the play. But it's a 6-2 game.
He'll get an RBI in that. It wasn't a double play.
Oh, you're correct.
So he
yes,
does
my
get it.
bad. You're right. So Murphy is on at first with 2 away, and the batter is Evan Core. Bounced out to second and bounced out to short. And the pitch to Core. Outside for a ball, 1-0.
Here's a kid that is, one of those kids that don't get talked about enough here in Western New York. Just a great, true ball player. Really like what this kid brings to the table.
Runner from first going, they throw through. No, they cut it off, and the ball gets into center field, and the run scores. And now it's a 6-3 game.
So what that cut was supposed to be was, so Russo's playing second base, as you see. That cut was supposed to be the shortstop come. If he doesn't hear anything, he's supposed to let the ball go through. Or he obviously saw the guy didn't cut, right? Didn't make a cut from third base. He stayed there. So he didn't hear anything, didn't see the guy go, let the ball go. Nobody was standing there is what it was. He thought he had his guy right behind him.
So somebody made a mistake there, and they paid for it by having a run score. That's the second run in the inning, and now it's a 6-3 game with a runner at second. Ooh, pitch is high and tight for a ball. Cello trying to work out of a jam. Still works out of the stretch. The pitch to Core. Foul out of play off to the right. Sun's still out as we get later into July. The pitch. Nice stop by the catcher. That's low and into dirt for ball 4. And the inning continues. Runners at first and second with 2 out. And is this David Conklin?
Yep, he was the original starting pitcher, if you remember, in the game.
Yes, I do. That's why I wanted to make sure, because Dylan Austin started as the DH for him, but this is not his spot. So Conklin now, the left-handed hitter, takes a ball. 2 outs, runners at first and second. 2 runs in the inning. It's a 6-3 game. Pitches a ball. The prospects trying to show us some late inning lightning against the Thunderwolves. Uccello fires inside for a ball.
You can see he's just struggling with the zone right now.
The pitch. Bouncing ball past the pitcher, gloved by the second baseman, flips to second in time for the force play. Nice play there by the second baseman, and the inning is over, but they get 2 runs and they leave 2 on. After 6 complete, it's the Thunderwolves 6, the Prospects 3. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Evan Core now on the mound for the Western New York Prospects. They trail this one 6-3 as we're in the top half of the 7th. Catcher Nick Past is the scheduled leadoff hitter. And the left-handed hitter walks to the plate and gets set to face Evan Core out of Iroquois. It's just funny, Tom, how different schools have different programs that always seem to be successful, or they have a good long run because they have some kind of feeder program.
That's the key. Thank you for saying that, Stu, because that's what I want you to look at. Where are they coming from? Because they've got to start down below, right? What little league programs do you really hear are doing real well out there right now? Lancaster, you hear year after year how strong their program is, right? I love what you're hearing out of Hamburg. Hamburg's getting better and better, which is why you're seeing Frontier and Hamburg both come up, right? Orchard Park. You know, you're even hearing a lot as far as, you know, I think the North Tonawanda Little Leagues are all great little leagues to feed Tonawanda and North Tonawanda out there. There's a lot of great programs up and down right now that feed, but it starts there.
There's a liner that's into left field, and Past is going to head to second base, and he'll be in with a stand-up double to start the top half of the 7th inning. He went the opposite way and starts off with a double to left.
You know, and then you look at programs that take some of these teams to the next level. I mean, look about it. How many kids have we talked about? You know, we've got here West Seneca East, right? St. Francis, Lancaster, Hamburg, Amherst, Maryville, Sweet Home, Canisius, Iroquois, North Tonawanda. That is right there, West Seneca West, just the prospects alone, right? What are we even talking about on the other side? St. Joe's, Niagara Wheatfield, Will North, Grand Island, Hamburg, right? Roy Hart, Iroquois, Medina. Look at, you could see is once you hit certain things, then it's these travel programs that are taking over. And, you know, this Thunderwolves program is a fantastic program. These two travel programs are some of the elite programs right here in the area.
Batter now is Thomas Russo, and he takes a ball down low. That's ball 3-0. So you have leagues like Lou Gehrig. Do they still have
Lou Gehrig? Thank you. That Lou Gehrig is a fantastic. I apologize. That is a premier program feeding the Williamsville area, and I should have never have let that one out.
And he smacks one pretty well to center field, but it's caught. And Russo flies out to center field. And do they still have the Mel Ott Little League?
They do.
That's still in existence?
Yep. So Mel Ott would feed Sweet Home, right? Feed some of Amherst. The Central Amherst Little League's another little league to talk about. That is a great program that's out there, and that's feeding Amherst. And you see Amherst another great year again this year. That's a great program. I also like to see is what coaches go down and do camps and know who's coming up, right? Know what's coming along. Amherst and Brian Davis is absolutely one of those programs right there.
Axelson chops one to third, gloved, looks the runner back, throw to first is high, but pulled down by the first baseman, and there are two away. Nice play there at third. And runner on at second with two down, and the batter is Cole Schraufstatter.
So that's Hosford over there. Haas makes a great play over at third base. You see the look back, looks the runner back, has enough time to look him back, get it over to first base. That's textbook. That's exactly what you're supposed to do right there. So that runner can advance and get over to third on your throw to first.
Pitch is down low for a ball. 1-0. Pax led off with a double and then two quick outs. The pitch. Chops slowly back to the pitcher. Oh, he bobbles the ball, picks it up, throws to first in time, and the inning is over. No runs, one hit, no errors, and a man left after 6.5. It's the Thunderwolves 6, the Prospects 3. You're watching high school baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
We move now to the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Western New York Prospects trail by 3, and the first pitch bounces in the dirt, and this will be the first at-bat of the game for Aaron Samsel, infielder out of North Tonawanda.
And I want to say is, and I want to clarify this, because I said Hosford made that play at third. I think that was Samsel that was actually in the game at that point. So I want to apologize to Samsel. It was him who made that play over at third base.
Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th. Prospects trying to rally. Samson will see if he can't get the inning started against Bucello, who winds and fires up high for a ball. Stu Boyer along with Tom Prince and Francis Beck producing. And once again, we're doing a baseball game with lots and lots of wind.
It's like automatic. Stu, Tom on a baseball game, it will be windy playing on it, right?
Yeah. Hey, it followed us all the way to Binghamton for the state
really
championship games. That was a lot of fun. There's a pitch that's up high, and that's ball 4. And that's exactly how you do not want the inning to start. Samsel draws a walk.
The only difference in the state championship game is we had a big booth around us and we didn't know it was howling outside.
That is true. You're 100% correct on that. And now I seem to have lost my roster here. Yep, I got it right in my hand. Never mind. How could I lose it? Trevor Marchese is the batter. Samsel leads from first. And the pitch. Checks his swing and takes a ball. Throw over to first and back safely with a dive. Well, needless to say, this lineup sheet is a mess. You got the lineups from the prospects at a decent time. That's the ball up high.
Well, at least though with the you can see who comes up. We got a roster, so you got a roster right here. So at least we can refer to the roster. I don't really need the lineup, right? I can at least go to the roster and see that obviously someone came up.
There's a slowly hit ground ball toward short. Throw to second is in time. And there's one away. He did not get the double play. Ball wasn't hit hard enough.
He was lucky to even get the play at second,
yeah,
right? It was hit so slow.
Yeah, it was. It was a tough play. So 1 out, runner on at first. Nice stop by the catcher. Batter now is Ryan Donovan. Started the game behind home plate. 1 out, runner on first, bottom of the 7th. Pitch. I believe he called that a strike.
He did. It was a strike.
Okay. So it's 1-1. The pitch to Donovan. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Well, he had a good cut at that high fastball.
But one of the pitches that coach doesn't want to see his kids, their kids swing at, right? But is one of the favorite pitches. Eye level, a lot of kids love it, right? Think that's the one that's going to go deep.
Hard to lay off.
It is.
Called strike 3. Donovan is called down on strikes. And now there are 2 away.
And I'll tell you, as a coach, when I see that, if I'm calling pitches, boy, I'm calling them right up there, right? In fact, I even want them to go a little bit higher when I see that pitch, then see if you can actually get them because of that.
And Steven Zip lines a base hit into right field. And guess what? The tying run will come to the plate. And Aiden Trimper is the batter. No, that's not Trimper.
Nope,
that's
it's
19.
Carson Saylor.
Carson Saylor out of West Seneca. Runners at first and second with 2 down in a 6-3 game. And the ball gets away from the catcher, and the runners will move up. So runners at second and third. And Trimper is actually the on-deck hitter. Here's the pitch to Saylor, up high for a ball. Two 2-0. Uccello winds and fires. That's in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. 2 down, runners at second and third, bottom of the 7th. Thunderwolves lead this one 6-3. The pitch. High fly ball into shallow right field. Right fielder coming over. Drops the ball. Got a glove on it. 2-run score. It's a 6-5 game. That one hit the glove and dropped in. And now it's a 6-5 game. And there's a runner on at first with 2 down. And Trimper is the batter.
And I'll tell you, Axelson had to run a long way for that. It wasn't like it was right on him. Axelson did run a long way from that.
So Axelson has had a good day with the bat. Drops one that I'm sure he wishes he had back. Here's Trimper. Down low for a ball, 1-0. 2 down. A 1-run game. Funny thing about the games you and I do, Tom, these things happen. Throw over to first and back safely with the dive.
So the question is with Saylor, right? That's over there on first base right now. Is do you try to move him over in scoring position, right? Do you try this steal? Do you try to do something? I don't know his speed right here.
Pitch is outside for a ball, 2-0.
Right? Because now you're talking a base hit ties this ball game up, right? But with him on first, you're going to need a gapper, meaning it would be a base hit if it was on second base.
Well, now the question is, now I don't think they'll play extra innings since they have another game after this one.
Well, there's lights, so I mean that's not a big deal, right?
Okay.
These lights will go on.
All right. Do you think they'll play extra innings?
I don't know. Being that it's just a friendly, I don't know that it will. I mean, and especially I think they plan their pitching out to finish the game.
Yes, that's what I was getting
right.
at.
So do who knows? I'll say no. I'll never say no to anything, but we'll see what happens.
Well, first they have to tie it for that to be an issue. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there. Saylor on at first, 2 down, 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. This is a 1-run game. Aiden Trimper the batter. Uccello on the mound, into the stretch. The pitch. Foul on a play off to the right side. What do you have for the count there, Francis? Is it 3-2? 2-2. All right, 2-2 on Aiden Trimper. I wanted to get the official, unofficial count. Thank you, Francis. I can't see his computer. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Up high, ball 3, and there goes, that was ball 4. We both had the count wrong. Now the runners at first and second with 2 down as Trimper draws a walk. And let's see, we're going to get a visit to the mound.
I wonder if he's going to bring in someone different. Because you could see Bucello's walking off the mound like he's done.
Could be. And the batter now is John Ray Hasfurter. And we'll have a little conference on the mound
here. Coach Zemecki, you could see, kind of walked him back right there. Did you see that? You look like Bucello was meeting him like he was going to come out of the game right there.
Yeah, it looked like he knew his day was done.
Yeah, it really did. And then Coach Zemecki kind of walked him slowly back to the mound right there. And I think now they're talking about, what they're going to do. So,
well, here's the situation. Runners at first and second, 2 down. The winning run, the tying run's at second. The winning run is at first. And the batter is Hasfurter. John Ray, 0 for 2. Bounced out to short and struck out swinging. Uccello will try to finish it off for the Thunderwolves. They lead at 6-5. They've led the entire game. The pitch. High fly ball fouling out of play off to the right. 0-1.
The big question is, can we have a walk-off again the last time we were here, right? Last time we did a tournament here is what we did. Remember the West Seneca tournament?
Yes. Swing and a miss. Ball gets past the catcher. And now the runners move up, and a base hit can win this ball game.
Great off-speed there by Bucello, though. Did you see the pitch? The off-speed had Hosperger out in front of that one, but did a great adjustment right there.
So now runners at second and third, 2 down. And Hosperger can win the game with a base hit here. And that, I suppose, would be fitting for you and me, Tom. We don't have a rooting interest. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He struck him out, and that's the ball game. That time, no walk-off, but a good ball game.
A great ball game. Hey, listen, it was what we wanted. 6-5 ball game. We wanted a good one. We came here. We've seen some standout players in Western New York. Some of the players we're going to be talking about this season, no doubt about it, from all different schools, right? Up and down, from Niagara, Wheatfield, right, all the way down here to Hamburg. It was up and down. We saw it. No doubt we're going to be talking about some of these kids in the upcoming season.
So the Thunderwolves win this one over the Prospects 6-5. Thanks to our producer, Francis Beck. Thank you to Tom Prince, our color man. And once again, the final score, Thunderwolves 6, Prospects 5. I'm Stu Boyer. Have a good night, everybody.